In this video tutorial, we will introduce the Tecnofire control panels by TechnoAlarm. Three are the available models: TF-A1 298, TF-A2 596, and TF-A4 1192. TF-A1 control panel has one detection loop allowing to connect up to 298 devices. The TF-A2 control panel has two detection loops allowing to connect up to 596 devices. And the TF-A4 control panel has 4 loops allowing to connect up to 1192 devices. We remind you that according to the EN54 standards part 2, the number of sensors and buttons for each control panel must not exceed 512 points. So let's have a look at the system architecture for each control panel. Let's start with dual loop control panel. For the TF-A1, you can connect up to 199 sensors and 99 modules, that is, input and output interfaces. An RS485 bus is also available, and it's called Master Bus, allowing to connect up to 5 expansion devices, remote repeaters, phone dialers, and Ethernet interfaces. The control panel is also equipped with a USB port, allowing a direct connection to a PC for both local programming as well as to view the RSC parameters. The control panel also has a serial port, allowing to connect a printer for online event printing. Finally, it is equipped with a siren output, a general failure output, a general alarm output, all with potential free contact, and 2 open collector outputs which can be freely programmed using the Central software. Now let's examine the architecture of the 2 and 4 control panels, TF-A2 and TF-A4. On each loop, the maximum number of devices you can connect is 199 sensors plus 99 modules. The RS485 bus instead becomes closed loops thanks to the availability of a double driver consisting of a master bus and a slave bus, allowing to connect up to 16 expansion devices, TF-T7 remote repeaters, TF-Com phone dialers, and TF-Net interfaces. The units are equipped with a USB port for local connection, programming, and RSC parameter display, a serial port for the online printer, an Ethernet port for LAN and WAN connection. You should be aware that through the Ethernet port, you can program the control panel and view all the RSC parameter. You can also use it as a communicator with the monitoring center. The control panel also features a siren output, a general alarm contact, a general failure contact, and a reset output. 6 outputs are available, of which 3 with potential free contact and 3 open collector freely programmable through the Central software. Let's now examine the architecture of a medium to large size system. When the 4 loops are not enough to satisfy the needs of a bigger system installation, the great flexibility of the Tecnofire systems allow to interconnect the control panels to each other in master and slave mode. The first control panel will operate as a master panel, while the remaining 15 panels will be configured in a slave mode. This architecture allows to implement system featurings up to 64 loops and up to 256 remote repeaters. Let's have a look at the control panel connection method. You can choose to use an RS485 bus cable up to 1000 meters long, or as an alternative an optical fiber cable, equipping the system with special Tecnofire converters. In optical fiber mode, you can choose between 2 wiring types: point-to-point mode supporting a maximum length of 2 km and a closed-loop multi-point mode supporting a maximum length of 4 km. Now, let's have a look at the main differences between the TF-A1 loop control panel and the TF-A2 4 control panels. TFA1 has been designed for standalone medium to small size systems. As a consequence, it cannot be connected to the control panel network described above. For the TFA1 control panel, the maximum number of expansion devices that can be connected to the RS485 bus is 5. In addition, its standard configuration doesn't include the Ethernet TCP/IP port, which is available as an external accessory called TFNet. A final difference concerns the power supply, which goes from 5 A to 2.7 A. Now, let's have a look at the user interface. The Tecnofire control panels feature a simple and intuitive user interface. The large color display, the use of icons, and the alarm plans allow us to easily warn the operator of any event. Now, let's see a fire alarm simulation. Let's spray the sensor with a synthetic smoke. After a few seconds, the control panel will generate a warning condition. It should be noted that the warning condition is associated to a specific sound, which is different from any other condition. The event is managed by pressing the acknowledgement button. Such action will silence the control panel speaker. By pressing the OK button, you can physically show on the display the address where the warning has been triggered. By pressing the acknowledgement button once more, we can enable the acoustic notification with the event vocal speech function. Now, let's proceed with the second alarm condition. Let's spray a second sensor with smoke. As you can see, the control panel switches to an alarm condition, emitting a specific sound which is different from the previous one. Let's repeat the acknowledgement procedure by pressing the acknowledgement button. On the display, we can show the alarm condition, and by pressing the OK button, we can display the physical address where the alarm has been triggered. Pressing the acknowledgement button once more will enable the acoustic notification with the event vocal speech function.
Showroom alarm detector 3 line 1.
In this section, I would like to introduce the alarm plan function. As you can see, a textual indication called alarm plan is displayed. This indication, which can be programmed via software, allows to show on the display the emergency management procedures the user shall implement. Now, sirens have been activated too after a programmed activation delay. Let's see how to acknowledge the sirens. In this condition, you can acknowledge the sirens by pressing the Sirens Acknowledgement Reset button and then entering the level 2 password. Finally, let's have a look at the system reset procedure. Pressing the reset button and entering the level 2 password will reset the system and restore normal conditions. As the system allows to program up to 8 passwords for 8 different users, each user is given greater responsibility in emergency management. The event log will allow to identify the user who managed the alarm event. The Tecnofire TFA2 and 4 control panels are equipped with an Ethernet port for both LAN and WAN connections. This network port allows to upload and download the system programming. It also allows to remotely manage the system and to access the RSC parameters from the monitoring center. The port can finally be used as an Ethernet communicator, for example, to notify the security company any alarms, failures, and out-of-service points using a contact ID, SIA, or Techno Alarm protocol in full compliance with the EN 5421 standards. The programming software for Tecnofire system is called Centro. It is the same software used in the alarm control panels. As known, Techno Alarm always pays much attention to the style of the equipment it designs. All visible system parts like control panel, remote display, optical acoustic panel, and sensors feature a very stylish design. This allows to reconcile the needs of architectural firms with the requirements set out by the regulations. Our control panels can thus be installed in a hotel reception or in a hall of a trade representation office. All Tecnofire control panels are certified EN54. As we are an Italian manufacturer, we have chosen IMQ as our certification body. Thank you for your attention. For any further information, please refer to the site www.tecnofiredetection.com or contact our technical and sales department.